What's up, Internet? My name is Michael Cook, and this is Blue Giant Media. We're here to help you find, learn, and play the games that you love. And today, we've got The Quacks of Quedlinburg. This is by Wolfgang Warsch and published by North Star Games, and as you can see, it was the winner of the Kennerspiel des Jahres, which is the Connoisseur's Choice Game of the Year from the critics in Germany. And we're going to go ahead and open this game up, set it up in real time so you can get a feel for how it actually sets up and how long it actually takes to set up, because they don't print that on the box. Then we're going to go ahead and play through a couple rounds of the game so you can get a feel for the rules and how it plays so you can see whether you might want to dig deeper into The Quacks of Quedlinburg. The Quacks of Quedlinburg is a push your luck bag building game for 2 to 4 players that plays in about 45-ish minutes. If you are not familiar with the concept, bag building is where you are each going to have a bag, sort of like a deck of cards might be, and you're going to be building it up as the game goes on to be more powerful and a better fit for you. So I'm going to set this game up for 2 players so that you can kind of walk along with me in real time as we set the game up. So each player is going to get one of these player boards. We're going to go ahead and set these rules aside. You're going to put the round board in the middle of the table. You're going to give each player a bag, and inside that bag is going to be, let's see, this is for the green player, so we'll set that aside. Each one of these bags is going to contain the same stuff, and that stuff is going to change as you add to it throughout the game. So in each bag you're going to get a little potion, you are going to get a victory point chip marker to mark when you have gone around the whole board. You're going to get some of these little wooden tokens, and these player boards are double-sided. Go ahead and use the side that has, for your first game at least, you're going to use the side that has this on it, not the side that's got the row of little token spots to go there. We'll go ahead and set that there. You're going to have 4 of these. You're going to set one of them aside. You only need one of the ones with the dewdrop. The dewdrop is going to be used on the other side to mark progress along that track. So you're going to take the little rat token and put it there, the droplet token, put it there, and the other one you will start at 0. Okay? Then each player is going to, and this is outlined nicely here, is going to have 1 spider token, 1 pumpkin token, 3 tokens with the 1 on them. I'm sorry, I'm looking at it upside down. 4 tokens with the 1 on them, 1 token with the 3 on it, and 2 of the white tokens with the 2s on it. The extra 1 will be placed on round 6. That will be added to the bag at the end of the 6th, or going into the 6th round. Then you will take these and you will place them in your bag to start. So we'll go ahead and get the yellow bag set up the same way. Only needs 1 of those tokens. That potion filled side up, there, points there, droplet at 0, rat tail there, 1 there, 1 spider, 1 pumpkin, 4 number 1 in white, 2 number 2s in white, and 1 number 3 in white. And then we'll take those chips and put them back into the bag. Okay, so now each person is going to have the same bag. So now we'll go ahead and slide these this way. And we're going to take the different ingredients out. So it is recommended that you take the one that has 1 little bookmark here. That is going to be what's going to be used for all of these. Then you can go ahead and put the ingredients down. The other one is going to be used for variability in future games, so you can set those aside. So go ahead and do that for all of the ingredients. I recommend setting the yellow and the purple one off to the side because they will not be available to purchase in the first couple rounds of the game. So you might want to differentiate those just a little bit from the others. I tend to like to kind of organize them sort of by, not necessarily rarity, but I guess it's sort of like that. So I'll go ahead and put the green and the orange together. Let's see, there's the level 1 or starting purple. So each one of these ingredients is going to have different abilities. So as you play through the game, you're going to be adding these to your bag. And each one of these things that you add is going to do something different, making your bag different from your opponent. So you're going to be building your bag, and that's why they're going to call this a bag building game. The general concept of the game is going to be that we are like snake oil salesmen or charlatans, quack doctors, and we are basically brewing these potions that do probably not much, but we're selling them, trying to basically make ourselves look like more than we are. So as the game, each round goes, we're going to be throwing ingredients into our pot, trying to keep it from boiling over. This is going to be your round marker. There's going to be a die. Each player is also going to get 1 ruby to start. The rest you can put up by the player board, or the main board. And then, oops, you're going to go ahead and take these cards and shuffle them up. But each round we're going to be making these potions, trying to keep it from boiling over so that we can maintain some of our dignity. You know, because if a potion boils over, people might think the truth, which is that we are terrible doctors. And then we are going to try and sell them for money that lets us buy more ingredients to make our bags unique. My apologies, you do not start with a ruby, so ignore that. Do not start with a ruby. Then you're ready to play, so you're going to start by turning over one of these cards right here. And this is going to give you a little bit of a different thing to work with every turn. So this says, choose either take 4 victory points or remove 1 white 1 chip from your bag. So, since it's beginning of the game, pretty early on, I'm going to go ahead and remove 1 from my bag. Just so we can see how things are different, we'll go ahead and give the yellow player 4 points. Now, normally this would set up the rat tail scoring mechanism that kind of has it's a catch-up system, but it's not supposed to come into play until round 2. So normally, since the yellow player has 1 rat tail between them and the next player, this player would get to take the little rat stone and start it 1 space further forward, so they get to move from their potion from there. But that doesn't start until the second round. So now we'll get to see how these different decisions play out. So what you're going to do on your turn is you're going to be drawing these 1 at a time. So this has a 3 on it. That's going to move it 1, 2, 3 spaces. Then you'll draw again. 1 space. 1 space. 1 space. 2 spaces. All right, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for my snowberries, the white ingredients. Now, I am not allowed to go past 7 or else my potion will boil over. I can drink this, or not drink, or add it to my potion to neutralize the most recent one that I drew. I could take this and add it back to the bag and then keep drawing. But this is usually a pretty nice thing that I don't want to waste. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this as it is. Now this is going to be happening simultaneously. So this player draws 1, a 1, a 1, a 3, 1, 2, 3. So now they have a little bit of a decision because they're at 6 and there are 2 tokens in here that have 2 on them. They could go ahead and draw them and have this in their back pocket, and that's part of the push your luck aspect of things. So they drew that 2. So they're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If they don't drink this potion, they're going to boil over. Or, I keep saying drink, but if they don't add this in here to neutralize it, this potion will boil over. We will go ahead and let the potion boil over just so you can see what's going to happen. When the potion boils over, that means that they are going to not be in the running for who made it furthest, because normally whoever made it furthest into the pot will get to roll this die. Since we both made it the same distance, normally we would both be able to roll the die. But since this person busted, only this player gets to roll the die. And that is going to give them different benefits. Here it gave 2 points. It could also give 1 pumpkin ingredient. It could move your water droplet forward. It could be 1 point. It could be a ruby. And those are the options. So I rolled 2, so I will get 2 points. 1, 2. And then we are going to, and this is outlined nice and clear here on the round central board. Then we're going to look at the moths, spiders, and the purple ingredient, of which neither one of us has any of it out there for us to consider. So, for instance, the green ingredient, if it had been the last or second to last thing to be played, then you would get a ruby, it says. So these different ingredients are all going to do special things. So none of those come into play. So next thing we look at is, you look at the very next available space on your boards. And if there is a ruby depicted on it, you get a ruby. So each player will get a ruby. Then we look at points and money. So we look at these same spots, and this is the other place where busting comes in. You get to choose either to take the point or the money. This player is going to get both. So this player will get 1 point and 9 money. Here you could get either 1 point or 9 money. Beginning of the game, you're definitely going to want to go with money. So they will go with the money and not take the extra point. Then there is going to be one player who will have been designated the start player. So that player is going to be the first one to buy from the market. The other player gets to kind of see what they choose and react a little bit accordingly. So over here, this player has 9 money. So on each of these boards, it's going to say what it costs. You can split your money 2 ways, but you can't buy 2 of the same colored ingredient. So I could buy this 1 for 4 and this 1 for 5. I could buy this 2 values, or number 2 spider for 8, and those are pretty much my options. The pumpkin is here for 3, and remember, I cannot buy any yellow or purple ingredients until the second and then the third round for the yellow and purple respectively. I mentioned that the green ingredient, the spider, says for each green chip that is the last or next to last chip in your pot, receive 1 ruby. So that would be a way to kind of get rubies in. The blue one over here says to either draw 1, 2, or 4 chips based off the number on the chip out of your bag, and then you can choose to play one of them into your pot. So it kind of lets you pick what you're going to get to play next. So I have 9 money. I'm going to go ahead and buy 1 of these and 1 of these and add them to my bag along with everything else. It's all going to go right back into the bag to be able to draw for next turn. Over here, this player has 9. So maybe what they're going to do is look at, hey, this is if there are already orange chips in your pot, move the next red chip further forward by either 1 or 2 spaces. So I can buy 1 of these and 1 of these. Maybe I can get those to work together. So I'm going to buy these 2 for 9 and add them to the bag. The next thing that you can do is spend 2 rubies to either advance your water droplet further forward so that you get to start further forward next round, or you can spend 2 rubies to refill your neutralizing potion there. So neither one of us are going to do either one of those because we each only have 1. So we'll move to the next round. We'll play through another round here. So we will turn over a card. It says at the end of the round, all flasks get a free refill. So this round, the yellow player is going to be first player. So now after we've turned that over, we look to see if there's any rat tails between us. There are not. If there were any rat tails between us, once again, like I said, for every rat tail, you put the rat stone that many spaces ahead. And that's where that player gets to start filling their cauldron from. So gives them a little bit of a catch up. So I guess since this is the first player. And again, this is done simultaneously, so you don't have to go one player at a time. But we will go ahead and start drawing. 1, 2, 1. There's that pumpkin, so now we're hoping to draw some red. There's a spider. There's another pumpkin. Now we really want to draw that red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're close there. Yes, so even though this is a red 1, it says on here that for the mushrooms, if there are already orange chips in your pot, move further forward. So it says for 1 or 2 orange chips, you take the number on the, for 1 or 2 pumpkins, you get to go 1 space further than the mushroom says. So it says 1, but we get to move it 2. All right. 1, 2. So now we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would make us bust. So we could drink or put this in there to neutralize and put this back. And I just realized I probably should have done that anyway, because in this bag now I've already used the 4 1s. All that's in here is going to be, I think, just a white 2 and a white 3. Either one is going to make me bust. So we will stop there. Unless you just really wanted to push further and just take the money, which could be valuable actually. Maybe we can hope to draw the 3. No, it's just a 2. So we'll go ahead and bust again. So it doesn't matter that we drank that or not, because this is going to let it refill anyway at the end of the round. Alright, so this one's going to bust again. Over here. 1. Alright, so we drew this one, which lets us look in the bag, or not look in the bag, but since it's a 1, we get to draw 1 tile, and if we don't like it, we can put it back in the bag. If it was the 2 or the 4, we get to draw that many and choose which one we want to add. There's a pumpkin. 1, 2. So we're up to 4. 1, 2, 3. That's not what I want, so I'm going to go ahead and put that 3 back. There's the spider. Well, there's 1, 2, 3 again. So at this point, I would really be pushing my luck. So I'm just going to stop there. Now, even though this player went further, they busted. So again, I get to roll the die over here. And I got a pumpkin. So I get to add a pumpkin to my bag. All right. Now this player gets to buy. Well, I guess we look to see spider. A spider is my second to last, which means I get another ruby. Spider is not second to last. Neither one of us has any moths. Neither one of us has any of the purple ingredient. Okay, so we move on to look to see if any of us got rubies from the board. Neither one of us did. Then we score points. This player is going to take money and not points. This player will take their points. And that should have been there from before. 1, 2. And then this player buys first with 14 money. So now we get to look at the yellow. The yellow says if the previously played chip was white, put the white chip back into the bag. So that is really nice, because if we draw any of those, you can take these white chips, put them back in the bag, and you get to keep on going. So let's definitely buy one of those. And that leaves you with 6 money left. We can go ahead and buy another one of these mushrooms. And take everything. I'm going to put it back into the bag. And then over here, this player has 11. We'll go ahead and buy a moth, because the moth says if you have as many of the black or moth chips as the other player, then you get to advance your water droplet, which is nice. And then it says if you draw more black chips than the other player, you get to advance your water droplet and get a ruby, which could be used to advance your droplet even more. So that's nice. I'm going to go ahead and get that. Okay, that's all I got. Now we're going to advance the round marker forward. We both automatically are going to get potion refill. I'm going to spend 2 to move my water droplet forward. Put everything back in my bag. and then we are ready to move on to the next round. In the next round, the purple ingredient will be available. So you'll proceed through there. On the 6th round, you will each add 1 minus 1 to your bag. Or not minus 1, but 1 more white ingredient to your bag. And at the end of the 9th round, every 5 points that you get on your cauldron, or not 5 points, but 5 money, so let's say you make it all the way around to 30, you're not going to need to buy anything, so that 30 money gets turned in for 6 points. You'll also get to turn every 2 rubies in for 1 point, and then you are going to total up all the points, and whoever has the most points is the winner. You can play subsequent games turning these over to get different special abilities, and you can also get different special abilities even more by using the other boards. Hopefully that gives you a good idea of whether you want to take a closer look at the Quacks of Quedlinburg by Wolfgang Warsch and published by North Star Games. If you want to know more about this game, you can see an unboxing and soon a review of Quacks of Quedlinburg in the links in the description section. You'll also find a link there to macronovaGames.com where you can buy the Quacks of Quedlinburg and a whole bunch of other really nice games. If you have any other questions, if I missed something in the rules, please let me know in the comments section below. I'd love to get myself set straight or just to connect with you. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like what you see, and as always, have a wonderful day.